All right, we're talking some NPP matters here on our show now. My guest is a former chairman of the Greater Accra NPP, but now the second vice chairman of the party. Mr. Sammy Crab is my guest. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
You have a membership card. Why has it become important to have this new membership card?
Oh, well, basically you progress. That's what's important. You don't just sit at one place in life. And as a party, we're progressing. We are in the 21st century, and we believe that we must reflect that. We have also been talking about things that we will do should the public actually vote for us to get into government. One of the things we talked about were databases and electronic payments. So what we have done is actually come up with a product. Actually, we didn't start it to begin with, not this administration. The previous administration led by Jake Obechabelamte started this card system, and the former first vice chairman, Owari, was in charge. But during the transition, he urged us to continue with this project because it's very laudable. So what happened was I was tasked to try and drive it. So I decided to look at ways by which we could make it possible for information on our members to be held. And then that is personal information and financial information as well. Okay. So that whenever they make payments, we'll be able to track these payments. And then also give an opportunity to be able to make certain payments online and offline. You know, and that's this new card, which in itself holds personal information and financial.
As in your personal data?
Your personal data, yes. And then also you can use it to make payments. So it's like backed by a wallet.
Okay, so is this electronic?
Yes, it is electronic. It's like your typical prepaid or debit card.
Does it replace all party cards?
Well, basically, in the system as you are registering, if you have an old party card, you have to indicate the number. And initial registration is actually free. And if you progress, you want to have a plastic card that you can show around. That's also a different matter altogether, then you are charged. So basically, if you have an old card, you have to migrate into the system because it's not just a card, it's a database. It will allow us later to fetch a lot of information and analyze things because we ask a lot of questions bordering on even your school, your background, education, your profession, which part of the country you come from, and you can even add your family. You know, there's a family tree portion that you can have your spouse, your children, your aunties, and everybody, even if they are below age. They're not registered though, but just so we can reach them and nurture them going forward. So it's very important that we migrate everybody to this new database, which is controlled entirely by the General Secretary.
What kind of benefits does it come with, I mean, for the individual?
Well, for the individual, an opportunity to immediately get an account, an electronic account, that will allow you to actually put your personal money in and transact with it. That is one thing that comes to the individual. It also makes
it possible. Is this like some mobile money thing?
Well, it's higher than that. Basically, mobile money is accessing your account from your mobile phone, basically, USSD, SMS. This is more like a card, you know, like MasterCard, like Visa. The company that won the bid and is driving this thing is called Paymanex. And Paymanex is a payment transaction network, like Visa and MasterCard. So really, we are looking at a payment card, like Visa and MasterCard. So we have actually taken the thing to another level altogether. And when you get into the system after registering, so you have actually, what you do is you have a username which is your telephone number and a PIN as you would have, you know, for your bank card that you use at the ATMs.
Where would you use it? Where can you use your card?
Well, basically, you can use it wherever Paymanex is accepted, anywhere in the world. And then also, so it doesn't matter wherever you are in the world, anyway, you can also register and then be issued with a card of your currency denomination. And you can use it online, you can use it at merchants.
Amazing.
Anywhere that
is this what the NPP wants to do, particularly at this time when you have so many issues to deal with? You've been in the news. I mean, you're in the news like every day.
Yeah.
And you're in the news not for all the positive reasons, but mostly to, you know, to deal with your challenges.
So you should be happy that for once you are in the news for positive reasons. That what we want to do is to build a party. A credible party is able to support its presidential candidate and parliamentary candidate. So regardless of what is happening, we need to strengthen the core.
I'm just wondering how this new card would bring all of you together or to solve your problems.
Well, basically, we are strengthening the party. First of all, I think it's very good to have a database. In this institution, I believe you have a database of all the employees here. We must know who is a member, what the person's background is. We must know his talent, so we can harness moving towards an election. This system also allows people to actually volunteer. So you can go in there and then provide us with information on how you want to even volunteer. We can find you, and I think it builds, once it builds the party, it will get rid of our problems, because a very strong party at the core will be able to withstand all problems. As for problems, they always come. In my personal life, I have problems all the time. I believe so with everyone. What is important is how you manage it, and I think that strengthening the institution is the best way to manage problems.
Is the entire party structure in favor of this new card?
Well, I don't know whether every single person is in favor of that. But
I listened to you and the treasurer on FM in the afternoon yesterday. I'm not sure he was there yesterday.
Well, that's why I say that I cannot say everybody likes it. I don't think everybody in Ghana likes everybody.
But even in this, and this is a card for the party, so if everybody is not on the same page with you, then that's even problematic. It looks like everything you do, there has to be opposition within your own opposition party.
You know, my daughter always opposes me. So, I mean, there always has to be opposition in all things. And opposition strengthens. You know, like Paul said, he had an ailment, and that ailment was to strengthen him, not to weaken him. Overcoming opposition strengthens people and makes them alive. Nothing can be 100%. I don't know. Maybe North Korea or something that people will vote for something 100%. There's always going to be a dissenting voice. What is important is the direction in which you move. And I am saying that we are moving positively towards making sure that we can document every single member of this party, know who they are, who their relatives are, and move towards making sure that things are okay. Some people may not necessarily.
But how do you intend bringing everybody to be at the same level with you? Definitely, there are obvious divisions within the party. I mean, with everything that you do, almost.
Yes, I know. I think that when you are creating, I create a lot, I innovate a lot. It's not everybody who sees the vision, but there are some who are early adopters, some who join later. What you need to do is to, once you know that process has been followed, you need to just drive it. When you drive it in the right direction, some people are a little skeptical at this time. They probably do not understand. They've probably been listening to all kinds of people, but it is in the action that people will get to understand what it really is. And once they do understand, they'll appreciate. But I don't want us to wait. Then several years down the line, turn back and say, oh, what the hell were we thinking? We should have then gone along with this. Because others will. In this world, people are thinking and innovating every single day. If you have an innovation, you don't keep it. You move out there. You know, that's why when you even do software, you have version 1, version 2, version 3. Nothing is kosher right from the beginning.
How much is it costing the party and has cost the party so far to produce this new membership card?
It's cost the party nothing. Anything that has come by way of cost has been taken care of one way or the other. The party has not spent 1 cent on it. And going forward, it's structured such that what happens is that the party it's more like a subscription-based something. Whilst it's being managed and the revenues are coming in, the service charge also comes in.
So the company that is in charge of producing this card is doing this kind of service for free?
Well, basically, the company, I want you, just so you get things in perspective, I want you to look at the company as you would look at MasterCard and Visa card. Now, the company is processing the transactions that come on our platform for us because we don't have the means to do it. Now, the vending of those cards are done by individuals that the party has actually selected and empowered to do it as businesses. And this company, because of its expertise and background, helps us to coordinate. So it is not Paymenex that is out there vending. The vendors are individual members of the party who have been trained countrywide for them to process and print cards. Those who don't even have the means to print the cards are being helped, cross-subsidized, helped to really set up their small businesses so that they can be employed.
Helped in what way?
In many ways. For example, people have approached and said, oh, we don't have the means to acquire printers. I have approached printer distributors and said, look, I want to guarantee for this individual and there are streams of revenues that will be coming in later, and we can also guarantee with those things, and just give the guy the equipment he needs and let him start the work. After all, we need to be able to create opportunities for our people downstream.
So
and it's worked.
This is costing the party zero. You're not going into your coffers.
No way. It's costing the party zero.
The treasurer is not releasing any funds for this.
Well, I think you may want to ask him whether he's released any fund for this. I think, given him the way he's outspoken, if he had, he would have told you. He'd have been all over the place saying it. So,
amazing. So this is all about money, isn't it?
Well, it is very expensive to run a political party. What we are trying to do is exploring ways by which political party financing can be engineered, so that you don't have a situation where a political party says, wait, let me come into power, and then probably get hold of state resources to fund my party. What we're trying to do here is to use our brand, the New Patriotic Party, which has a large following. Use that brand to raise money, cash flows. And I'm not talking about capital gains, I'm talking about cash flows, because an institution, it has to be run every day, every week, every month. So you really need to have streams of money coming in to take care of it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to explore non-traditional ways of raising money. So not only the dues, but if you use your card as a merchant, at a merchant location, the party gets a bit of the merchant fees that is charged to them.
So if I went to a supermarket, are the cards, the cards out, by the way?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have a copy? Do you have yours here?
Well, basically, I don't have mine, but I have one that is blank.
Oh, yes. So this is how it looks like.
This is how it looks like, yes.
Okay.
And if you look at the back, there's a mark strip, a magnetic strip at the back. Look at the back of the card. It makes it possible for you to transact. You can swipe. You know.
So if I went to a supermarket this morning, say this was active, and I used it, what would it mean to the party? What
it means to the party is, every time you use at a merchant, the supermarket is a merchant in that sphere. So when you use at a merchant, normally these card transacting companies, Visa, MasterCard, Paymenex, they charge the merchant a fee called merchant fees. The party has a percentage in it. So we're exploring non-traditional ways of raising money, because we believe that we have supporters, we have people who would want to donate to the party in many ways. They may want to even top up their airtime. If you use the card to do that, the party is seen as bringing the business to the airtime wholesaler, and thus we get a percentage of it. We're exploring many ways of making sure that we are able to take care of our activities, which must be funded.
But what it means is this is not for every member of the party, because not all members, not all Ghanaians are capable of buying in shops, like merchants, like you put it, or be able to use these cards, for instance.
Well, a merchant can be anyone who will accept the card. So if somebody even sells shoes in a corner somewhere, petrol filling station, even airtime, if we acquire that merchant comes on board and accepts these cards, that anybody who goes there will be contributing one way or the other to the party. So basically, everybody who is a member of this party can use it. Then on top of it too, this one is actually a membership card and a payment card. Now without it, you can even do cardless transactions. And at the time of your registration, this card, the payment bit of it is issued. So even if you are not holding a card because you don't have money to actually buy the physical plastic card, you can still transact at merchant locations. So we're going to roll out our merchants. Once we do that, we would have then created something that we believe that all political parties across the world should be really looking at. And
are you copying anybody with what you just said? I mean, has this been done somewhere?
No, it hasn't. We have engineered it.
Amazing.
Well,
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for explaining your new card to us. We wish you well.
Thank you.
All right. So that's it for the conversation on the NPP and their new card. We'll see how it goes. Stay with us. We've got talk coming your way.